In the heart of the dense Noma forest, bordered by glistening waters and hills cloaked in mist, lay a humble village named Okiti. Its people lived by the river's rhythm, fishing, farming, and praying to the ancient spirits that were said to dwell in the waters. Among the villagers lived a quiet girl named Ijeoma. She was no more than 17, with deep brown eyes that always seemed lost in distant thoughts. Her mother, a widow, sold vegetables by the riverside. Ijeoma often fetched water or helped with the fishing nets, but she was different. The elders said she was a child born when the river whispered. One evening, as the sun melted into the river in golden sheets, Ijeoma saw something strange. A shimmering blue light blinked under the water. She leaned forward, and the current suddenly surged. A whirlpool rose and sucked her under. The villagers searched for days. Her mother wailed at the banks until her voice cracked like dry leaves. But there was nobody, no trace. Many believed she had drowned. Some said the river had taken her as payment. But the truth was stranger than any of them could guess. Beneath the river, Ijeoma awoke. She was breathing, not air, but water. Her skin glowed faintly. Her legs no longer felt like legs but something long, smooth, and strong. Where her feet had been, there was now a powerful fin. She gasped, but the water filled her lungs like breath. All around her were glowing seaweed and creatures that blinked with ancient wisdom. A soft voice echoed in her ears. "You were chosen, child of earth. The river has heard your heart." The spirits of the river, the Noani, had transformed Ijeoma into a mermaid, a guardian spirit with both human soul and waterborne power. They taught her to move like water, to command it with her thoughts, to hear its memory. Time passed differently in the river. What felt like months to her was only a week in the world above. But danger crept into Okiti. One dry season, Prince Obinna, son of the village chief, was kidnapped by warlords from the north, ruthless men who wanted to ransom him or wash. The villagers were helpless. The path to the kidnappers' hideout lay through the swamplands, an area cursed and unnavigable, washed over by things no one dared name. When Ijeoma, now called Emu needy by the river spirits, sensed the prince's danger, she rose from the depths. Her appearance had changed. Her hair floated like mist, her eyes shone with the color of moonlit water, but her heart remained Ijeoma's. At midnight, she slipped through the reeds. In silence, she followed the river's secret path, deeper and deeper until she reached the forbidden swamp. The air was thick with rot and fear. Crocodiles as large as canoes slithered beneath. But she called the waters to cloak her. Fish guarded her. Turtles cleared her path. She found Prince Obinna chained in a thatch cage, wounded and burning with fever. His captors had left him to die slowly. His breath was shallow, and his eyes unfocused. As she stepped from the water, human again from the waist up, he stared in awe. "Are you real?" he asked weakly. "More real than you can imagine," she whispered. She touched his wounds, and the water coiled from her fingers like silk. The river's healing magic poured through him. He gasped as the fever broke. But they were not alone. The warlords had heard the river stir. A chase began through the swamp. Ijeoma carried the prince on her back, diving through dark pools, dodging arrows that hissed through the air. With a shout, she called upon the river, and the swamp rose. Vines thick as ropes lashed the warlords. The ground beneath them became a sinkhole. Their cries were swallowed by the murky depths. When she returned with the prince, the village fell silent. Obinna stood tall again, healed and changed, telling all what he saw. He spoke of a girl of water and strength. A girl who looked at him like no one else did. Ijeoma vanished again into the river, but not forever. Every full moon, the prince would walk to the riverbank and wait. Some say he spoke to the waters. Some say he married no other woman. And every so often, when the night was clear and the river glowed faintly, villagers would see a silhouette in the water, half girl, half legend. To this day, children in Okiti are told, if you hear the river whisper your name, listen. For it may not be the end, it may be your beginning. And that is how Ijeoma, the girl no one noticed, became the spirit who saved the prince and walked forever.